Good evening, everybody. We're going to go ahead and call our meeting to order. Looks like it is 5:30 p.m. This is the Kennedale City Council regular meeting. Today is December 16th, 2025. We are in City Hall Council Chambers and 405 Municipal Drive, Kennedale, Texas 76060. Madam Secretary, may I get a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Mayor Brad Horton.
Present.
Place 1, Councilmember David Glover.
Here.
Place 2, Councilmember Thelma Kobeck.
Present.
Place 3, Mayor Pro Tem Kenneth Michaels.
Here.
And place 5, Councilmember Jeff Navarez.
Here.
All are present.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. At this time, we're going to do our invocation and our pledges to the U.S. and Texas flags. I'm going to ask Councilman Navarez to lead us in our invocation and Mayor Pro Tem Michaels to lead us in our pledges, if you'll please stand. I'm going to ask Councilman Navarez to lead us in our invocation and Mayor Pro Tem Michaels to lead us in our pledges, if you'll please stand. I'm going to ask Councilman Navarez to lead us in our invocation and Mayor Pro Tem Michaels to lead us in our pledges, if you'll please stand. Thank you. At this time, we're going to move into our time for public comments, and the Kennedale City Council welcomes comments from the public. Those wishing to speak must sign in prior to the start of the meeting, or if you want to speak now, go ahead. Speakers may speak on any topic, whether on the agenda or not. The Kennedale City Council cannot act upon, discuss issues raised, or make any decisions at this time. Speakers under citizens' comments shall observe a 3-minute time limit. Inquiries regarding matters not listed on this agenda may be referred to staff for research and or possible future action by the council. Madam Secretary, do we have anybody wishing to speak?
No, sir, we have not received any speaker slips.
All right. And I'm going to gauge by everyone's enthusiasm that nobody's interested. So going once, going twice. All right, so at this, we're going to move into our public hearing, and I'm just going to go ahead and read the language. It is 5:31 p.m. We'll go ahead and open the hearing. This is PZ case 2517 to conduct a public hearing and consider a proposed zoning change from multifamily to a PD planned development for the property located at 3100 Joplin Road, parcel 429792020, Vaquero Coker Edition, Block 1, Lot 2R1 of the City of Kennedale, Tarrant County, Texas 76060. And it is my understanding that the developer is requesting a continuation to January 20th to have additional time to meet with the community. Is that accurate? Is requesting a continuation to January. Would you like to say anything or additional time to meet with the community? Is that accurate?
Mr. Mayor, Council, my name is Bill Dahlstrom, 2323 Ross Ave, representing Wood Partners. That is correct. We've had some very good discussions with the neighborhood. We attended the Neighborhood Association meeting on December 2nd, had a great meeting. We've begun our improvements to the site, and we want to continue our discussions with them. Yes, sir. On December 2nd, had a great meeting. You have a date? We've begun our January 20th to the site, and we want to continue our discussions.
The next council meeting will be January 20th?
Yes, sir.
All right. I will entertain a motion from the council to continue the public hearing.
Mr. Mayor,
I will entertain a motion from the council to
I
continue.
make a motion that we grant a continuance until January 20th for PZK 2517.
Do we have a second?
I will second.
Make a motion that we grant
All in favor?
continuance until January 20th.
And for the record, all opposed with a like sign. Do we have a second? And Madam Secretary, the motion passes unanimously. And for the record, all opposed with a like sign. And Madam Secretary, the motion passes unanimously. All right, so with that, we're going to move to our reports and announcements. And up first, we've got updates from the City Council. And I believe I started with Councilman Navarez last time, so Councilman Glover, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This past weekend, I spent a few hours ringing the Salvation Army bell at Walmart. Thank you to our city manager, our city secretary, and Bobby Goff for keeping me company for the 3 hours we were out there. Attended the Hometown Christmas. Thank you, Councilman Neverez, for emceeing that. Great job as always. The weather was definitely hit or miss that day, but I think it opened up for us here at the end. Ran the 5K for the Hometown Jingle Jog, which benefited the Kennedale Education Foundation. Hopefully we'll get to do that again next year, and attended the EDC meeting. So that's it for me. Thanks, sir. Jingle Jog, which benefited the Kennedale Education Foundation.
Councilwoman Kobeck.
We'll get to do that again next year.
Just like Councilman Glover said, kudos to staff for putting on an amazing hometown Christmas once again. Also had a great time this past Saturday at ringing the bell for the Mayor's Red Kettle Challenge for the Salvation Army. I understand preliminary, it's definitely over 1,100, but we don't have final numbers quite yet. We'll have them soon.
Thank you. Councilman Michaels.
Last month, I attended the new local food pantry that just came to Kennedale. It's Fort Worth Hope. They relocated from Fort Worth to Kennedale, and they're willing to work with our local food pantry. So I think that's going to be a win-win for everybody. Hometown Christmas was a blast again this year. Always has to rain on us, but that's just part of it. Last week, me and Councilman Navarez did some training over budgets and balances, and picked up a couple of new things. Last Saturday, me and my wife had the pleasure of laying reefs at Emerald Hills for Reefs Across America, and then I did my shift with my wife on Red Kettle. So, good.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Navarez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to highlight a couple of things I did. First, the Christmas tree lighting, I just wanted to kind of share a story that I thought was a miracle. I know this town was praying that we wouldn't get rain on Saturday, and it wasn't looking good at first, and it was looking better and better. And then in the morning, if you were out there, you could see clouds just from west to east, just full clouds everywhere. And right around 11:30, there was a crack in the sky and sunlight came through, and it like literally blinded me for a second. And then instantly, every cloud that you can see in the sky disappeared. And then it was like a light drizzle as it released the moisture. But I mean, I've seen cloud disbursement before, but not instantly like that, where it was an instant clear sky. I just thought that was a cool Christmas miracle. And like Mr. Michael said, we did the finance training, last week, which I had never done before. And I'll tell you one thing, that we've been very lucky in this town for the last couple of decades to have great finance directors. You could see the issues that other cities are having, just even finding finance directors. And after going through the class, I have a bigger appreciation of the things when John explains it to us. This is why we do it. This is how he does it. That affirmation was there during those classes. So I just wanted to give John and his staff just a kudos. They do a wonderful job, and doing that training just kind of proved it to me. And then I just wanted to wish everybody who is Jewish in our town a happy Hanukkah. It's the third night of Hanukkah, and I look forward to celebrating it when I get home. Thank you.
Thank you. For the sake of time, just really quickly, want to wish everybody in the city of Kennedale a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and also want to wish a very happy 75th birthday to my mom, Carol Horton, and we'll see you soon. Mr. City Manager. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
All right, thank you. First, Hometown Christmas was a great success, not only for our community, but everyone on the council, our Economic Development Corporation, and honestly, our city staff. A lot of time and effort went in on their behalf to make it happen, but we also have a lot of community leaders within our city that comes out that's a part of it, and a lot of times they don't get the recognition that they deserve as well. So thank you for all them. Obviously, with Kenneth Michaels, he comes out during the times that we're off, on Thanksgiving, the Friday after, and the Saturday, and he takes the time and effort to come up for our city staff that does not have to come up here and deal with all the setup for our carnival rides, the lighting or anything that had to come in on a Friday. Kenneth was very willing to come up and take that on our behalf. And I think the staff and everybody else is very grateful for it. So thank you for that. You've done that for the last 4 years. So thank you. With that, another great thing is we have a community survey that is out and about. So if you have not seen our community survey, please reach out to us. There's a QR code. It's on our city website. It's on all of our social media platforms. We also have a paper copy for you. So if you're at the community center, or at the library, at any city facilities, reach out to us. We have a paper copy if you're unable to do it by communications of your phone or laptop, computer of some sort. So please reach out for us. We're having a great success with it so far. We have roughly another 3 weeks of that going out. So please reach out if you need any help. We definitely want your input on how we move forward for the next 3 to 5 years. Also, just a break as well, next week we will not have an EDC meeting. We'll waive this month and we'll see the EDC in January. Also, just a break as well, next week we will not have a.
Thank you, sir. Next, we're going to move on to our financial report by Director Horton. Thank you, sir.
Good evening. I'll be providing 2 reports. I'll do the monthly financials first. We'll take a break for questions, and then we'll get into our capital project funding allocations. So starting with the monthly report, November, 2 months in, 16.7% through the year. Our property tax revenues are at 8.7%. This time last year, we were at 12.7%. That number really doesn't bother me. The property tax budget was calculated using the county certified or the appraisal district certified numbers. And I think we just have a slight timing issue currently. The sales tax revenues, the first 2 months, we're really just getting our garbage sales tax. So next month is when we'll start seeing sales tax revenues that are applied to the current fiscal year. Our expenditures year-to-date out of the general fund are 16.7, which is exactly where we are on pace throughout the year. This time last year, we were at 16.4%. And our fund balance, we have 105 days, so 29% in reserve. This time last year, we were at 26%. Part of that 29% reserve is that we had our sales tax numbers, our final numbers for FY25 hit, so we were able to correctly allocate the funding to that year. Water and sewer service sales, again, they're a month behind still on reporting, but if you see the pace and considering that's 1 month of numbers, those are still looking good. The billing and operations is 16%. This time last year, we were a little bit over 25%, so we're looking good on the expenditures there. Really the same story with the stormwater fund. Moving to the EDC, we see everything on pace. The operations that is at 27.1. Just a quick reminder that we did pay the full balance of the Texas Leverage Fund that we were planning to spread out throughout the year. So we appear a little bit ahead of pace, but we're doing just fine on that. Our fund balance for that is at 2.2 million. This time last year, we were at 2.1. Do we have any questions on the monthly financials? Fund balance for that is at 2.2 million. This time last year, we were at 2.1. Do we have any questions on the monthly financials? Okay, I'll move on to the capital project allocations. On that presentation, there were 3 pages after the staff report. The first page, the last time we spoke about the allocations, that was just a slide showing where we started. The second slide showed changes in where projects were going. And the fourth slide was our current project allocation. A couple things to note. Tonight, we're speaking about the Little School Road extension and also the T3 renovation. For the 2023 bond, we have moved T3 renovation and T3 storage on that bond. 2023, it allows us for water and sewer infrastructure, whereas 2024 doesn't. So we moved some of the road projects from 23 to 24 so we could cover the T3 and T4 renovations on the 2023 bond. The 2024 bond, right now, the final item says TBD infrastructure. That's pending your vote on the Little School Road extension, which I believe is item 4 tonight. So the 1.1 million, that's actually penciled in right now for the Little School Road extension. This council had talked about this previously when we were going through the steps to authorize a 2024 bond, where we had funding set aside, penciled in for the Little School Road extension and the Sublet Road realignment, but we have since pulled the Sublet Road realignment for other projects. So this remainder is only for the Little Road extension. I also added, compared to the previous time we discussed, capital expenditures that are part of the FY26 budget and the funds that are corresponding with those. So on the far right, near the top, WS is Water Sewer Fund, GF is General Fund, and the final fund is the Roadway Impact Fund. The final page on the presentation breaks down the amount that we have funded per project. So projects that cover two different funding sources, you can see that total amount on the final portion of this presentation. The amount that we have funded per project. So projects that cover two different funding sources. Are there any questions? On the final portion of this presentation. Are there any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to our consent agenda. Thank you, sir. If nobody has any items they want to pull for individual consideration, I will entertain a motion. If nobody has any items they want to pull for.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Do we have a second?
I will second.
All in favor? And for the record, all opposed with a like sign. Madam Secretary, the motion passes unanimously.
I will second.
All in favor? And for the record, all opposed with a like sign. Madam Secretary, the motion passes. All right, so now we're moving on to our items for individual consideration, discussion, and/or action. And up first is, again, ordinance number 791, PZ case 25-17, to consider and take action on a proposed zoning change from multifamily to a planned development for the property located at 3100 Joplin Road, parcel 429799020, Vaquero Coker Addition, Block 1, Lot 2R1 of the City of Kennedale, Tarrant County 76060. And likewise with our public hearing, I will ask for a motion to continue this to January 20th as well.
Mr. Mayor, once again, I will make a motion to continue ordinance number 791, PZ case 25-17, until January 20th.
Do we have a second?
I will second it.
All in favor? And for the record, all opposed with a like sign. Madam Secretary, the motion passes unanimously. So, all in favor? And for the record, all opposed with a like sign. Madam Secretary, the motion passes. All right, moving on to item number 2, 2026-2027 TCAP, Texas Coalition for Affordable Power Board of Directors elections, and Mr. City Manager, I'm gonna, or actually, I will open the floor for discussion here.
I guess my question is, I've never seen this city ever vote for this, ever. And I'm just a little confused of why or how or who or, I never even heard of this, really. Vote for this, ever. And I'm just a little
That's correct.
confused of why or how or who or.
The information was forwarded to us. Yeah, we wanted to bring it to your attention that we haven't done this in the past. If you desire to elect someone to that board, obviously now's the time to be able to do that. But it's not necessarily a requirement that we do that.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
This is a nonprofit, right?
But it's not necessarily a requirement.
Yeah. So why would a government vote for, that's where I'm just, It's a big
Again,
jump
that's the
for
reason
me.
why I said it's an
Yeah.
option for.
okay.
It's not
A government vote for,
a requirement.
that's where I'm just, thank you.
So the council does not have to take action.
That's correct.
So my understanding is that names on this ballot are representative of low consumption, high consumption, and medium consumption entities.
That's correct.
And that if we've voted on people, there needs to be a total of no more than 8, and that if we
Total of 8.
on
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, may I interrupt?
Please.
I would like to shed some light on this. It seems like we have some confusion on this. So I did call and speak with TCAP, and they asked me to pass this along. The city of Kennedale was one of the founding cities in 2001. After the government deregulated electricity, the Texas Coalition for Affordable Power was created. Kennedale did vote in 2012 and 2013. And since then, TCAP was sending out voting information towards the end of the year, but they were not giving cities ample time to allow city councils to review the information and to put on the agenda. Therefore, it was too quick for turnarounds before the ballots were due. So many cities did not participate for that reason. TCAP recognized that and has changed their ways of doing things so they can get more cities to partake. The election does happen each year. There are revolving two-year terms. It's a 15-person board, so each year, we will have between 7 and 8 open seats up through the cycle. And the TCAP board is planning on sending a representative in February to our city council meeting to touch base on where they stand and projects that are ongoing.
So what is the deadline? I didn't see, is there a deadline?
January 2nd.
Okay, so we would have to take action tonight should we choose to do so. Kind of interesting, they didn't really give us a lot of time this go-around either.
Not at all.
So what are we considered?
Should we choose to do so?
An LC and MC? Obviously not a high C.
Really give us a lot of time this go-around either.
Generally speaking, Cara, may if you can interrupt for,
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Locally, not a high C.
this does not have any interference with our agreement with,
That's what I thought.
I just went blank with the one that represents us for Encore. And again, it's not a requirement that the council makes this appointment. It was something we wanted to make sure that we didn't leave out. If someone had the opportunity to voice their opinion, you had that opportunity to do so. It was something we wanted to make sure.
Does TCAP operate more as a watchdog agency?
Yeah, to voice their opinion, pretty much. You had that opportunity to do
I think my only concern with it is if you look at the top of it, it says 2, 4, and 6 would be high consumptions, but they already they do 2-year terms. So should that be 1, 3, and 7 instead of 2, 4, and 6? So I don't know if this information is correct, because anybody that's up now, there's 7 board members that are up in 25, and they should be an odd number. So I don't know if we need to follow that, or if we need to, I mean, like I said, I've never voted on this, so I don't know what they want. I mean, because it's saying that 3 of them have to be in high consumption. And then 1 of them is for medium consumption, and then low is just whoever gets the votes.
My recommendation, if you do not feel comfortable, is not to vote. Again, we just wanted to make sure we didn't miss something on our side of it, and we just didn't get the information back fast enough. With it being a deadline on it, we needed to get it on the agenda, and that way we can have the discussion. But again, it's not a requirement, but it is something, if you want to have a voice and be a part of this organization, you have the opportunity to do so. And I just didn't want to take that away from you. If you want to have a voice, but if you don't feel comfortable, obviously, I recommend not to make a recommendation. I just didn't want to take that away from you.
Does anybody feel like they want to make a recommendation for this?
No, but I would like to, I mean, I look forward for them coming in February and maybe even get invited to one of their meetings so we can actually see what it is, or at least start a relationship with them again. So maybe we can join them next year.
Most of their meetings are actually held in Austin.
Even better, your favorite place.
Most of their meetings are actually.
Well, if nobody else has anything, then, just for the records, we've considered this information. The council feels like there's not enough information for us to make an educated vote at this time. Does everybody agree with that? So, all right. Then we will move on without taking action. For us to make an educated vote at this time. Does everybody agree with that? All right. Item 3, we've got Kennedale FD contract providing fire and EMS services to Tarrant County ESD1 for fiscal year 26. Mr. City Manager?
Yes, for this as well, I ask that we table the conversation based off of, we're in negotiations with the ESD, Tarrant County ESD. Mr. Carvin is also helping in that manner, representing not only us, but other entities within Tarrant County. Mr. Carvin is also helping.
Yeah, I'd recommend at this time, we're in negotiations, so there's really no advantage to the city right now to sign the current draft. Let's wait and see if we can get us a better deal. Yeah, I'd recommend at this time, we're in negotiations, so there's really no advantage to the city right now to.
Chief, did you have anything you wanted to?
Wait and see if we can get us a better deal. We're in negotiations, so there's really no advantage to the city right now.
Chief, did you have anything you wanted to?
Just available for questions if we need to discuss anything at this point. This is a contract that we've had in previous years, so it continues. But the ESD has grown to where the department is expanding in their services, and just for information, the mapped area hasn't changed as well. So the area that we would cover remains the same. Just for information, the
Does anybody have any questions or comments? Otherwise, could we get a motion to table?
Maybe just a quick clarification. I'm hearing that Tarrant County in this negotiations with these contracts are really trying to push out like a lot of the smaller cities' volunteer fire departments and replace them. Do you know anything about that?
That has occurred. I mean, they're putting paid firefighters into those facilities. Eagle Mountain, Rendon, Briar Oaks, those departments, they haven't necessarily gotten rid of those people, but it's not a volunteer department anymore. So in some cases, they've actually hired some of the firefighter paramedics from those agencies to work for the ESD.
Okay.
But the ESD is becoming a paid fire department in a sense.
Thank you for clarifying the rumors for me. Thank you.
No problem. But the ESD is becoming
I just got one question. It's kind of in general. I've noticed this contract is kind of one-sided, and I'm assuming that we're looking into that? Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly what we're doing.
All right, that's all I needed to say. I'm assuming that we're looking into that?
Any other comments?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to table this
Do we have a
till next
second?
month.
I'll second it.
All in favor? And for the record, all opposed with a like sign. Madam Secretary, the motion to table passes unanimously. And for the record, all opposed with a like sign. All right, this brings us to item number 4. Consider the approval of the Little School Road Extension Phase 1 Professional Service Agreement with Freeze and Nichols. Christian, floor is yours. Item number 4. Consider the
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. In front of you this afternoon, we have basically 3 items for your consideration for approval. I'm not sure if you all want to do it as a bundle or a la carte. Anyway, the first one is for the Little School Road Extension Project. I'm sure you all recall back in early 2023, we solicited the services of Freeze and Nichols to do a cost estimate for that project that would do a railroad crossing overhead for Little School Road Extension from Kennedale Parkway to Dick Price. Subsequently, it was revised, so we're having a phase 1 phase form that would go from Kennedale Parkway to New Hope Road. This agreement, PSA we are asking for is for that phase 1, which is basically the design from Kennedale Parkway to New Hope Road. To top that off, the Tarrant County Transportation Bond for 2021 is providing $6.18 million towards this project. The estimated cost for the project overall right now stands at $58 million. So this first phase would be from Kennedale to New Hope Road, And the actual cost for this basic services and the special services by Freeze and Nichols would be 1.18. So we are asking for your approval for this project so we could move forward with this project. If you all want to do it as a bundle, we'll move on to the next PSA.
I think we need to do it individually. I just want to reiterate to the council and to those listening that we voted on this in July and August of '24 to allocate those bond dollars to this project. This is just that next step in the process to getting the design completed.
To get it on the books, yes, and to move forward with the design.
Correct. We're not asking, you're not here asking for any new money that wasn't already budgeted for.
Correct, and our finance director alluded to that and show how the funds is going to be allocated, yes.
Thank you, Christian.
Correct, and our finance director alluded to that. Any more questions on that? Funds is going to be allocated.
So assuming that we've approved this tonight, how much do we currently have earmarked for this? Do we have? Assuming that
We
approved
have,
this tonight,
apart from the county
how
funding,
much do we currently have earmarked for this? Do we have?
I think we have funding for the project. Not the entire $38 million.
Just 1.2, okay. And Tarrant County has pledged the 6.5.
Correct.
Yeah, it'll be a 50/50.
And how much has the railroad pledged? Tarrant County has pledged.
At that point with the railroad will not take effect as of yet.
Okay.
It's overall cost.
So we're just looking at the part from Kennedale Parkway
To New Hope,
to New Hope.
Phase 1. And then later on, we'll go from New Hope to Dick Park.
And that part will be what
Phase two.
covers the railroad crossing.
And then the Phase 1 is covering the railroad crossing.
Yeah, from Kennedale Parkway to New Hope. So the design factor, Sydney, if you can help us out on, from point A to point B, will include the bridge concept.
Yeah, it's going to be a 4-lane divided bridge.
One.
We anticipate right now to have a roundabout at New Hope Road and a traffic signal at Kennedale Parkway. We anticipate right now to have a roundabout at New Hope Road and a traffic signal at Kennedale Parkway.
Christian covered the limits of that. So yeah, New Hope Road to Kennedale Parkway includes that portion over the railroad track, Union Pacific.
Any other questions? Discussion.
I just want to make sure that we understand that this roundabout is going to be a larger one and not one of those ones like we have in town, like at least double the size for traffic flow. This roundabout is going to be a
And we like the small one because of traffic calming device, so people could need to slow down.
So I think the concern from the residents is that with the racetrack down there, you're going to have people pulling trailers going to the racetrack. They will jump the roundabout curb every day, so hence the need for a wider roundabout or just put in a traffic light and just be a traditional left-right turn.
It's not only that, too, it's a safety issue. With our current roundabouts, you're supposed to click your blinker right to show the person behind you or the front of you that you're going to take that right. You don't have time. You can't do it because you're pulling left and trying to pull right. So if you have a larger area, we can do that because it's only a slight left to come around. It's really just a safety issue and a traffic flow issue. The ones we currently have, they're great, but like he said, large vehicles, even F-350s, which just say, or dualies, run all over that thing because it's so tiny. Even my little Ford Expedition hits it sometimes. So I just want to make sure we're not doing the small ones. We don't have to do a large one, but somewhere in the middle, just double what we have now. So make sure we clear it, because that's what I at least want.
Yeah, well, normally they're designed so you can ride over them.
I understand that. Again, it's a traffic flow thing. I just want to be clear that that's what I want out of
Yeah, well,
this.
normally they're designed so you
The thing about the rollover of it too is the way ours is designed on Little Road, it has that concrete lip. So when you're looking at inexperienced drivers that are bringing in their race car trailers and they're trying to maneuver that, we've already had to replace the concrete on one of the roundabouts because a truck ran over it and broke it. So maybe we need to do a better design of the roundabout to where it doesn't have a raised concrete in the center of it. So that would fix that problem. design of the roundabout.
And if you can look at just doing the cost analysis between the roundabout and the traffic light.
So that would,
I guess
that
I'll
would
add, so
fix
yeah,
that
part of
problem.
that initial contract does include traffic
if you
analysis,
can
so.
look at just doing
and
the
that's at
cost
both
analysis
intersections,
between the
Kennedale
roundabout
Parkway
and the
and Roof Road, and so we can determine if we need to have an extra right turn lane to get through the roundabout, basically a signalized, a specific right turn through the roundabout versus those making a left turn around the roundabout. And yeah, we'll analyze larger truck vehicles. W67 is pretty standard for the larger vehicles to make sure they get through the roundabout safely and with clear sight distance. We'll analyze larger truck vehicles.
And just kind of like the leadway between roads too, like some of the ones we have are there, they're just a couple feet, and that's the issue. And then there's a large gap between the next one and the next one. So just make it, make it make sense, basically. Thank you.
We'll do our best.
Couple feet, and that's the issue. And then there's a large gap between the next.
Any other questions, discussion points?
Make it make sense, basically. Thank you.
Then I will entertain a motion. Any other?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the Little Road School Extension Phase 1 Professional Services Agreement with Reese and Nichols.
Do we have a second?
I will second.
All in favor?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve Little Road.
And for the record, all opposed with a like sign. Madam Secretary, the motion passes unanimously. And for the record, all opposed with a like sign. Madam Secretary.
Okay, moving on, the other item on the agenda here is for our interlocal agreement with the city of Arlington. Every year, we normally need to do some upgrade as necessary for the distribution system. They're requesting that we install 6 double check valves within the distribution system, 4 being 8 inches, 2 being 12 inches. So we are looking for the city council to approve this improvement with the distribution system with the city of Arlington. So we are looking for the city council to approve this improvement with the distribution system with the city of Arlington.
For the record, item 5, consider the approval of utility improvements under the interlocal agreement with the city of Arlington. Open the floor for discussion, questions. Item 5, consider the approval of
I
utility.
got one question, and I can't really tell you what, it's on the last page, Christian. It's showing a vault, it's off Wildcat Way. Then it's showing the line that runs, I guess, on the edge of the practice field. Why is there not a meter on that one?
I have no idea. This is what they're presenting from their engineering staff from the city of Arlington Engineering.
Okay, because the way I look at it is I'm not sure how the line runs, but I think the 12-inch line runs down the practice field, goes in behind the high school, and then there's a meter behind the high school. But if our lines are tied into this line, then we're metering our own water, so we're paying for our own water. So that's the only thing I have a concern about. Why is there not a meter at that location, and why is there a meter behind the high school? So that's the only thing I
I
have a
could
concern about.
follow up on that and find out why there's no meter out there.
And why is there a meter behind the high school? So that's the only thing I have.
Do you know the flow of the water where he's talking about?
Yeah, I think that's the one that's coming, but he's talking about the high school that comes to T4.
Is it coming out or is the flow?
It comes from Wildcat Way, it goes behind the high school, then comes into, there is a check valve out there ready to come towards the T4 tank. Wildcat Way goes behind the high school, but then comes into. And I'm not sure if there's a check valve. There is a big.
Is that line a filler, or is it actually under pressure through the pumps?
It's a metered at the city at the site.
Filler, or is it actually?
It's not metered outside, but within the facility, it's metered there.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing I seen that it just doesn't make sense to me that if we have a meter behind the high school, but we have an Arlington connection right there at Wildcat Way, which seems like we should have a meter there to monitor that water that's coming in.
Right.
And if not, like I said, we'll have Arlington water coming in, Kennedale water going, and then feeding through that meter, so we're being charged for our own water. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. But everything else I understand completely with the check valve.
Well, I'll follow up on that and figure out why they have it there.
It probably just cost us more money because they'll have to put another meter in.
Well, exactly. that and figure out why they have it. But,
It'll probably just cost us more money because they'll have to put another meter in.
well, exactly.
Any other questions,
But,
comments? Entertain a motion? Questions?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve the interlocal agreement with Arlington to improve our utility easements. Mr. Mayor, I make a
Do we have a
motion to
second?
approve the
I'll
interlocal
second.
agreement with Arlington to.
All in favor?
utility easements.
And for the record, all opposed with a like sign. Madam Secretary, the motion passes unanimously. And for the record, all opposed with a like sign.
moving along, the
Madam
third
Secretary,
item is
the
our,
motion passes unanimously. Need to introduce it here. Item 6, consider the approval of a professional services agreement with Freeze and Nichols for the rehabilitation of T3 elevated storage tank. Floor is yours. Consider the approval of a professional
All right.
services agreement with Freeze.
So
and
we are
Nichols
seeking
for the
your approval for the rehabilitation of the T3 elevated storage tank. As you all might recall, and based on the literature that you have in front of you, we haven't had any maintenance on that tank since it was installed back in the 20s. Normally, a tank needs to be rehabilitated, at least painted at least minimum every 5 years. We haven't done that since 2020, 2001. That hasn't been done. Since then, there's a lot of failures that we've been experiencing within that tank. There's a lot of crud that's settling. We're having water quality issues. The cathodic protection is not working. And there's a bunch of safety issues with the vents, with the hoods, with the ladder. So we think it's necessary now that we start doing something and moving forward with the elevated storage tank. Normally, at this time, the peak demand for the city of Kennedale is running average at 3 million gallons in the summertime per day. With those tanks not in function, then we can't meet that capacity. So it behooves us now to make sure that we have capacity for the city of Kennedale. And now that we're going to have the T4 tanks in service within another week or so, we're thinking it's time now that we pull T3 down and we could make the repair to that and have the capacity for the summer. We are looking, hopefully, if this is approved, we are hoping that to have this rehab done by the end of 2026. And this PSA is just to have Freeze and Nichols do the legwork, the permitting, the environmental issues, and put it out on a contract for actual construction.
Okay,
Christian, just
I got one question. You said that it would be done by the end of '26, so when do you think that they're going to be doing this work?
Between
I got one question.
September till
Okay,
December.
so we're going to put it past the summer.
Correct.
Or high consumption, okay.
Correct. Yeah, that's the plan, so we don't have that big
We're
demand.
going to put it past the summer.
so Christian, this, to confirm, this is just the design quote. This has nothing to do with the actual rehab and the labor for that. the construction
Correct.
part. Okay.
We're gonna have another agenda for you when the contract is actually issued for construction.
So I'm just curious what your opinion is. Right now, this quote is for 361,000. I'm
yes.
guessing this was coming out of the T3 renovation funds from ARPA, getting a nod from
Yes.
Director Horton.
Correct.
So that was $1 million. So do you think the construction will come in under 7? Coming out of the T3 renovation funds from ARPA.
At this current time, I don't believe so.
So that was $1 million.
With the rate
So
of
do you think
construction costs,
Under 7?
the last estimate I came up with, we are looking like $2.25 million, including this PSA. The last estimate I came
Okay. So we'll have a future.
For full rehab, including this PSA, I'm guessing it's gonna be like $2.25 million.
So we'll have a future conversation how we're going to fund that.
Including this PSA, I'm guessing it's gonna be like $2.25
John?
million. I think John mentioned some of those funding moving to you all earlier.
Fund that.
John explained
Well, I'm looking back at with the arrows. I'm just trying to make sure we've got
We've identified $1.9 million for funding for this project currently.
Okay.
We're looking at some cost savings to get under the 2, but we also need to have some work done to give us estimates. We might actually fall into the 1.9, but right now we've identified 1.9.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Under the 2, but we also.
Yeah, hopefully, when the bids comes in, hopefully it's within budget, but, everything considered, I'm guessing it might be 2.2. The bids comes in, hopefully it's within budget, but, everything considered, I'm guessing it might be 2.2.
Other questions? Items for discussion? Then I will entertain a motion. Other questions? Items for discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion. Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve the professional service agreement with Reese and Nichols for the rehabilitation of T3 elevated storage tank.
I'll second.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to
All in favor?
approve the professional service agreement with Reese and Nichols.
And for the record, all opposed with a like sign. Madam Secretary, the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you all.
And for the record, all opposed. And next, we're moving on to procurement policy revision. That's a mouthful. Mr. Horton.
Thank you. In consulting with one of our engineering firms that's also helping us obtain federal grant funding, we were advised to add a paragraph. So if you look on page 6 of the policy, I don't know what page that would be on your packet, but it's within section 6, legal requirements. We have paragraph F that we are adding. When federal funds are involved, all procurement of goods and services will comply with federal procurement and contract requirements outlined in 2 CFR 200.318 through 200-327. These procurement requirements must and will be followed for reimbursement from grant allocations originating from the federal government. Previously, we put this information on the grant agreement. We've been advised to put this in the procurement policy. It made sense to me. I didn't see a reason to push back, but that's the only change that I'm asking for at this time. This in the procurement policy. It made sense to me. I didn't see a reason.
Any questions?
But that's the only change that I'm asking for at this time.
Comment from maybe the city attorney, you're okay with this also?
Any questions?
Yes, sir, I'm fine with it. I mean, obviously, you have to comply with federal law when you're making a federal grant application, so it's a little bit redundant, but I don't think it doesn't create any problems in our policy. Comply with federal law when you're making a federal grant application, so it's a little bit redundant.
Other questions, comments? Then I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the procurement policy revision as it's been presented.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
I will entertain a motion. All in favor?
To approve the procurement policy.
And for the record, all opposed with a like sign. Madam Secretary, the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
And finally, item 8, appoint a city council member to the Municipal Animal Services Committee. We'll open the floor. Item 8, appoint a city council member to the Municipal.
As we're aware, obviously, we have become partners with the Municipal Animal Services. Part of the agreement is for us to elect or nominate someone to their board, their committee, on the city council, and a member of our community itself. I'm asking for tonight that we elect someone to go to this board on the council and give us time to be able to advertise and market for the citizen that may have an interest in being part of this committee. But tonight, I'm just asking if we can appoint someone to the board.
All right. I'll open the floor for nominations or suggestions.
Mr. Mayor, I volunteered to do it. I went yesterday for the special meeting as interim to represent us. It seems like they're going to meet once a quarter on Thursday at 1:30 p.m. And I would suggest you be an animal lover, right, Mr. Michaels? And so I just to throw it out there, there was an emergency meeting yesterday. I did go represent us, and they do plan to meet starting January, once a quarter. And so I just to throw it out there, there was an emergency meeting.
Other suggestions, comments?
I got a suggestion. I think that we probably need to set some type of term limits on this. if it's once a year, twice a year, something like that, and then move it to when we do our boards and commissions. And that way we can just appoint a person during September instead of doing this separate as December. But that's the only thing I suggest, that we need to set up a term limit on it. Or not a term limit, but how long this person's going to be on this board. That's the only thing I suggest. Is that a term limit?
Maybe a renewal.
I mean, 1 year, 2 years, whatever.
So do you want to do it now, subject to review in September or October, or just 1 year from, because like if we do it, just throwing it out there, if we do it for 1 year, then it would be 1 year today, and then when it's, the boards are up for renewal in September, October, then it would be, I'm just.
Also, you'll have the board procedures as well for the municipal animal services. So it can contradict. I would suggest we appoint someone to the position, and then we can look at the bylaws of the municipal bylaws. And then we'll go from their bylaws, which I think is outlined in there. I just don't have it in front of me to dictate. But it is in their bylaws. Carmen, I don't mean to put you on the spot. Do you remember what the, it is in their bylaws.
I do not recall reading these bylaws.
I remember seeing it, I just can't tell you what the dates were, but they do have that set up in their committee. I remember seeing it, I just can't tell you what the dates were, but they do have that set up in their committee. I remember seeing it, I just can't. Well, I'm just indicating I would rather mirror what that is, they're set up for. That's the only thing I'm asking for, is just let's mirror what their requirements are. I don't want to come in and do it in October and they start in January. That's the only thing I'm asking for, is just let's mirror what their requirements are. I don't want to come in and do it in October and they start in January. That's the only thing I'm asking for, is just let's mirror what their requirements are. I don't want to come in and do it in October and
December every year, somebody's going to forget. I can just see it happening. But if we do it when we're actually doing boards and commissions, somebody's going to remember it. Somebody's going to forget.
Well, we could do it for October for January for the renewal, if that's how it's set up. I
Yeah,
think
that's
Mr.
how we
Michael's
do
just
everything
saying,
else.
Yeah.
So,
just do it all in October for whatever date it starts and ends. For the renewal, if that's how it's set up.
Yeah, it sort of makes sense to me. Just go ahead and appoint them to serve until the next October when you do all of your appointments.
Yeah, okay.
I think that'll work. And if their bylaws for some reason conflict, then we'll have time in between to get. Fix it. If their bylaws for some reason conflict, then we'll have time.
Any other discussion? Does anybody else want to throw their hat in the ring, just for the record? No. Then otherwise, I guess I would entertain a motion, and I guess we need to probably include the language subject to the board bylaws meeting in September, October. And I guess just throw it out there, assuming whoever this individual is, assuming they do a good job, obviously they can be reappointed in October, right? Assuming whoever this individual is. Anybody else? Everybody good? If not, I'll entertain a motion. In October, right? Anybody else?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to appoint Councilman Navarez to the Municipal Animal Services Committee to be reviewed next September when we do our traditional board appointments for the October meeting. Municipal Animal Services.
Do we have a second?
I will second it.
And all in favor? And all opposed with a like sign for the record. Madam Secretary, the motion passes unanimously. And with that, I'm going to ask for everybody's favorite motion.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to adjourn for the year.
And do we have a second?
I'll second that.
It is 6:23 PM and the meeting is adjourned. And do we have a second?
I'll second that.
It is 6:23 PM and the meeting is adjourned.